I'm gonna start a fresh road to glory, cause yeah. Oh shit, I didn't even do that. Clicking shit. See what's going on real quick.
I'm saying, because I'm talking again. Going back to the Carmelo thing. Again, they're doing that overcharging thing to really disrupt
Hey everyone, this is
the
Desmond
natural
Howard and
evolution of
welcome
black
to Road to
leadership.
Glory.
That's another reason why
Before we get going,
trying to
have a look
overcharge
around and
our
customize the most
They want to
settings
send a
to your
message to
liking.
young leaders,
Here
thinkers,
is
and
where you can
fighters.
also set
They
up
want to let
custom
them,
conferences.
hey, we're going to criminalize your ass if you think about defending yourself.
I'm gonna be in the SEC.
So they're trying
with Vanderbilt.
to preemptively neutralize threats to white power by destroying potential.
Watch. I'll leave the shit alone. But I'm gonna put
And they also
Colorado over there because I do like playing against Shedeur and them.
see if Carmelo was threatened and he was stabbed and he responded, or he was attacked and he responded accordingly.
I'll leave it like that.
They want to sacrifice him rather than question white behavior. Now the other way around, if Carmelo yelled at a white person and the white person shot him, they would have said, well, damn it, Carmelo violated the
social contract.
You understand? They come up with all these little white supremacist terms. You see?
Now let's get started by choosing the
So we gotta
next
Oh,
time
let
to
me
choose
see
the
something.
position you'd like to
Why would
play.
y'all niggas come in
A defender or
White women like that.
as a fucking underdog? Why would you ever do that?
We are delineating, and the delineation movement is making major
The elite
strides.
the whole time.
Now you'll pick
Whole
which
time. I
type
don't
of
give a
player
fuck
you'd
about
like
it
to be.
being
Keep an eye on
just
the
a
rating
few.
stats as they change with each archetype.
Hold on, right quick.
Physical abilities are tied to each archetype, and they, like mental abilities, enhance how you play your position.
I saw some on the homepage. Where that shit goes like 6 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't care about it being only a few positions. It's the ones that matter. You know what I mean? What's the best one? I need quickness for sure. I need my quickness to be as high as possible.
We got a lot of people in here. Yes, we do.
Elusiveness, route
We got
running.
a lot of people in here.
IQ power. I don't need a lot of power.
Like we said, we got foundational Somali.
Hands. What the fuck? What's my hands? My hands are 3 here.
What?
Yeah.
Did you call before? You know, everybody.
But I got caps on. I'm a rap right now. I feel like
a few months ago.
Right. What's going on?
hold on.
Yeah, nothing much, brother. I just wanted to.
Powers, nerf, and elusiveness. Why would not be a fucking.
What's happening in LA? And, obviously, you asked that question. You're like, should FDAs get involved?
Why would you ever be a D threat?
I do believe it's a yes and no answer, and I'll make my point.
Secret has fucking 4.
It's none of your business. You're right.
This one has 3.
FDA should not get.
This one has 4. Would I ever be
Okay.
anything but a physical? I mean,
Yeah.
a route runner.
What I would say is, and just hear me out. Let me
I'm a route runner.
when it comes to the Africans and the Caribbean,
Yeah, so my uncle played for Vanderbilt, so that's what we're gonna do here.
FDA collectively to support us, and the reason being is your numbers are dwindling out in the same way that the original white American numbers were dwindling out.
Boy, get the fuck out of here.
The Italian Americans, because before Italian Americans were not considered white, but when the numbers started dwindling down, then they're like, okay, we gotta add more group to the
I
white.
forgot his number though. Damn, I think it was 89. Damn, what was Uncle James?
He was white. And I feel like
Damn, I could change it anytime, though.
these numbers are dwindling down.
I'll just give him
black numbers from other,
Boss or something.
to your number, so you can fight this Latino invasion.
What was Boss? 84?
It's
I know it wasn't 84. It was like 88 or something.
For what? Our numbers are fine. Our numbers aren't dwindling. Our numbers are good.
If you what am I doing?
When y'all come over, you have your own little separate enclave. You don't join up with us anyway. Number three, y'all don't consider yourself black. You consider yourself your ethnic group, and also a lot of these Africans are classified as Caucasian because of the Arab thing.
So like 89, 81?
East Africans like Irish.
I don't like 89, I ain't gonna cap. Nah,
and denigrate us.
nah, that
They
ain't
ain't
gonna
trying
cap.
to rock with us and build no
89 though, oh man, damn, I don't like that 89. But that's what we gonna have to do.
That's true.
You can't accept that. That's not a good thing.
That's true, Tariq, but you guys also have your minor games with Jesse Lee Peterson. Everybody's got their own, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing we can do about it. Every group is gonna have it, you know what I mean?
Jesse Lee Peterson is a domestic sample, and we've already neutralized any seriousness with him. Myron McCain works for the damn federal government, so this guy has the authority to go out and arrest people. That means they're dangerous. That's completely different. Plus,
Sorry, go ahead.
that makes it, he's a very different, dangerous animal. That's a very dangerous thing.
No, yeah, he might be dangerous, but like I said, he's not that much different from them. He's just from our group, so to speak. So I feel like we have our, you have your, let's just admit to that, but we can say we have our flaws, but at the end of the day, down the line, generations down the line, we're going to need each other. From the rich war gets down, it's like those LA prisons. You're not going to be like, hey, you're Caribbean, hey, you're Somali. We're not going to get down with you. No, the Crips in the blood, when they're in prison in LA, so they get down
You ain't played one play?
They're
Must have heard practice.
They're not, but when they're in that prison, it's the race right.
Okay. When things get hot, y'all gonna do what you did 500 years ago.
Well, hell, at least he got 25 yards on that one play he did. Fucking
Some of y'all have always looked at the Europeans to sell us in large numbers. Yeah, there's like a handful of Jesse Peterson, but there's a whole lot of undermining tethers, though. The tethers would outnumber the Jesse Peterson. Man, Jesse Peterson, you can't have too many of them.
I'm gonna go 17. We'll update it. 2025 at 89. Crazy.
The whole community is down on different guns. That's the big difference. Jay Scott, what do you think, Scott? Jay Scott? Oh, man. Hey, well, that's all. Jay?
Can you hear me any better now?
Okay, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Good pipeline.
Good to read.
I'm good, Jay. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm over here just getting ready for work next week, so I'll just sleep in the field. But as far as the issue,
I know how much Unc weighs. Let's give him 200.
The most important thing people want to watch for in this situation is how it's going to be weaponized actually against all American citizens. And I don't mean in the sense of deportation, I mean in the sense of the surveillance software that they're planning on rolling out to enforce, all these deportations and catch everybody in the protest. And for those who don't know, what they're doing is they're going to be joining with Palantir, which is the CIA front company, to use their internal system, their database, to pull up everybody's information. They're centralizing all of the financial documents, medical records of all Americans and all people in the country. And long story short, this is right now is being weaponized against immigrants. It will be weaponized against any protesting group who's whose interests don't align with the corporate arbitrage of the country. So if you think that reparations align with what the people running the country want to happen, then maybe those protests will result in. Uh, no, it's all good. No, yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry, sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. So we're okay right now, bro. We're here. I'm outside in the patio. They're doing some cleaning. He was asking me if it's okay for him to go up with his leg. So yeah, man, I don't want to take up too much time in the space. I know you have a lot of other people requesting to come up, but I'm just saying look at how the prices will be weaponized, because it's the same thing with 9/11. They brought out the Patriot Act. They did the same thing with COVID. They started implementing all these vaccine mandates. They're going to be doing the same thing with these protests and weaponizing it all, not just Latinos. So if Black Americans decide to protest, I'm not saying what Black Americans should and shouldn't do. It should be on the basis of what they're going to be using this situation to do.
That's a different nigga.
Because that aligns with everybody's interests. So, I would say pay attention to Palantir, because there's a lot of money trails between Trump and that company in particular. So, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, see, the thing is with that, well, they're going to do more surveillance. Listen, that's okay. They've always been surveillance on Foundation of Black Americans. That is nothing new. Yeah, that's not going to get us motivated to get out there. They have always, they over-surveilled us first. Third, family, we had something on us called COINTELPRO. All right? You guys are 50 years late. They've been doing this shit. They had a whole program, COINTELPRO. They monitored every move we made in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. This is not good. They would monitor every move we made. They would infiltrate us. We were the prototype for this surveillance that they did on everybody. Everybody had a problem, they were doing it to us. Infiltrating, spying on us, having our phone calls. And they watched every move we made, sent agent provocateurs to undermine us. They would sit up here and get folks, have folks drugged, and kill them in their sleep like Fred Hampton. Man, they would sit up here and have people get ambushed like Ashada Shakur. Come on, man. The Panther 21, Tupac's mother. They had agent provocateurs sitting up here, getting under them, plotting attacks, but these were agent provocateurs doing it. They'd sit up and monitor the phone calls, monitor people's mail. We've already done that. So yeah, those scare tactics are not going to work on us. Ain't that right, foundational Somalian American? Right? Okay, even making him some in jail. Let me get some calls. We got a lot of folks in here. A few thousand people up in here. Y'all give me a retweet. We chopping it up. Y'all retweet this. Oh, Bushmeat. Y'all want to hear from Bushmeat Barrister?
Man, hell no.
Speaking of corn and peppers. Bushmeat Barrister. Hop on.
No, bro.
Hey,
That was the worst.
How do you feel about Martin Luther King was a great person, a great foundation of Black America? What about it?
You agree with
people are going to use named down off the ripple effect, because eventually, Dr. Claudia says that this will happen to us eventually, us potentially being deported to somewhere in back. This just, let's say, maybe you are in Tesla.
And
locked in.
do that, and you can't explain it. So if you keep saying Dr. Claude Anderson, I've never heard Dr. Claude Anderson.
Well, he did say that in one of his podcasts, that basically due to the fact that black people don't use it. The government is going to fight up.
I didn't hear him say that, so I would wish you stop quoting him and just quote yourself. I haven't heard him say that.
He said that in a specific broadcast, but I don't know what it stated that.
And I don't know which context it is, so you bringing him up and he's not here to defend his position. So you speak on what you know. I'm saying we're not going to get deported. To where? Where the hell are we going to get deported? These scare tactics are not going to work. What are we going to get deported for? How? How are they going to get us rounded up to deport us?
The government always finds a way, because black people don't produce anything in this country. We're pretty much a lot of just take what we're doing. We don't produce anything, to better the lives for American society. There's a thing there called black.
That's a projection.
A lot of people are, there's a thing that's called
That's a projection, sir. You know, y'all don't produce nothing, sir. We produce over here. Oh, you're on the internet, right? Using the computer. That's the foundation of Black America. Mark Dean, he was the one who created those computer chips. Yeah, we produce high-speed telecommunications. That's Dr. Victor Lewis, who's a key innovator, who led the fast internet transmission. Foundation of Black America. We there.
At least the immigrants, they do produce. I mean, I highly doubt much black.
Hey.
No, I'm saying, I highly doubt much black Americans.
Who made this foundation for Black Americans who contributed to just the things we're all right to say.
Are they taking up the fruits? Are they
Give us the fruit. Huh?
I'm just saying that Mexican immigrants, they do the work that most Americans don't want to do.
No,
Especially,
they do work for the money we don't want to get paid.
probably, but
We are going to get paid. We said slavery was over in 1865. We're not going to work for peanuts and have 25 niggas living in a house. You're going to have to pay us a living wage. So yeah, we have no problem with working for Foundation of Black Americans. We're going to make sure that the pay is right. We're going to get
in a capitalistic
we're going to make sure the coins are sufficient, sir, because we don't live 30 in a house like immigrants like yourself do. So we don't do that.
in a capitalistic society, you always need a working class. So there has to be a class that is exploited, that are being paid less. So
you don't have to do that. Yeah, it can be an equitable society. You can pay people what you.
that's more socialism. That's what I mean.
You don't have to exploit anybody. There's enough resources to give people an equitable pay grade, and everybody can live comfortably, and everybody can do what they're supposed to do. You don't have to exploit anybody. That's bullshit.
And I want to go back to what Jamal said. The black birth rates are definitely declining in America.
No,
It is. It's just Google it.
no, that.
Yes, it is. Top line. The black birth rates are seriously declining.
Our birth rates are something.
Big time.
Well, how are our birth rates? Yes, our birth rates are perfectly fine.
Well, black is, of course, when they're big. So it's another thing. So, basically, the black
No. Abortions come from the women in your community, immigrants. That's where the abortions are coming from. Look at what. No, let's break this shit down. Look, I want y'all to look up where most of the abortions happen. Which cities have the most abortions? It's New York. I'm in New York right now. New York is immigrant central. Washington, D.C., places like Miami, Chicago, places where there are a lot of immigrants, a lot of black immigrants, a lot of African and Caribbean immigrants. That's where a lot of those abortions are coming from. Not a lot of foundational Black Americans. A lot of these immigrants, they come over and they have these weird little transactional sexual relationships with people in order to survive. You're doing all types of weird shit sexually. Yeah, you come from these countries where you have all of these weird fraternity frauds. Ain't in Nigeria where you're from. Fraternity fraud is already high. There's already weird shit going on with the babies and the women getting pregnant by these weird niggas. Y'all bring that same shit over here. Understand? So let's just put it all in context. I want y'all to put everything in context. So when we start talking about the black abortion rate, that ain't let you know that many of them are immigrants, African and Caribbean women getting this damn abortion.
No, you're lying. You're doing nonsense. Basically, almost every single Planned Parenthood, they're basically they
Look up these
black neighborhoods, significantly.
black neighborhoods, yeah, but there's a lot of immigrants living in those black neighborhoods. How do you think that those abortion rates are high in places where there are a lot of immigrants? Places where there are not a lot of immigrants, you don't have those high abortion rates.
Yeah, but I have case. Check it. You know how I be. Last
This is the fact that black Americans are killing their
But, you
babies.
know, that's why there's the feedback. It's mostly y'all come over here. You get one little anchor baby, but then you can't really afford a lot of them. So you have these abortions and all of that stuff because a lot of times y'all don't have health insurance. Y'all can't really take care of them like that because you can't go over illegally. So yeah, you can't have too many anchor babies. You gotta really watch the anchor babies. Y'all have these weird little sexual relationships and strategic pregnancies. You know, they gotta stop women from coming over here pregnant because they try to hop on the plane and then third trimester the baby over here. They're like, oh,
And the other thing that impacts fertility.
we gotta put everything. Let me get twizzled and let me get cyber routine. Hold on, Bush. We're gonna get
Thoughts to yourself.
cyber routine. We're gonna discuss this. Brother Twizzle, how?
Are you sure he's Bushmeat? Because to me, he sounds like a racist ass Asian. You know, I'm getting that Asian accent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has some racist ass Asian talks and Asian talks like they like to talk about. Because his whole conversation, his whole argument is the abortion. And that's what these Asians talk about. Black women, that. I think this dude is Asian. I don't think he's a full-headed Somali with overbright. You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes are really getting tired of them trying to come at black women.
Y'all like racist,
They
man.
all know that they have abortion because they know their family know they have a baby or they get pregnant out of wedlock. Their family is we know how their families are. If their fathers even looking at a black man even a second, they will get disowned. Not only that, they will get beat, shunned, and they won't even be able to come around the community.
I'll stay out
So
section.
I think Bush Lee right here is using to come clean and quit acting like he's something.
I'm gonna stay something.
And I know Asians
I'll stay my ass out my list.
really hearing what to eat fried rice and takes cats off there. You know what I'm saying? So I heard that Jaleel. I just had to come up here and lay the law down, man. He's not slick, he's up here trolling, and they always think they smarter. And they're not. You know what I mean? They may have book smart, but that's my dad always told me. They're just ignorant fools. You know what I'm saying? I'll let my friend go. I'm sorry for that.
And all you can do is just be going to have comments like that and just pointing out the fact that the black race is money. And the primary reason why is because so many black women, black American women, are just aborting their babies whenever they're having, you know.
I see it every time.
Well, there's my brother Twizzle, he hit it on the nose. There's so many other things that will cause the women in the community to come over here and get abortions. Right? They got these babies, they will get ousted from their families, they have these babies out of wedlock. Their families will disown them in many of these cultures. There's a stigma around that. Also, they have a lack of stable partners when they come over here. You understand? They come over here and ain't nobody really trying to help them raise no kid. You understand? And they don't have no money like that. They got to work 15 jobs, and it's 100 people living in the house, so that's not an environment for no kids. So yeah, a lot of times they go ahead and get them abortions. Also, they don't have no health care because a lot of them come over here legally. They overstay their visas or whatever. So they don't have access to health care and birth control like that. So it's just easy to go down into that clinic to get that abortion. Let's put that on the that. Let's put that thing all in context. Yeah? Put it all in the context. Also, when they come over here, a lot of those immigrant women, they have these weird little sexual relationships. There's a lot of sexual exploitation when they come over here in order to they work it as a domestic somewhere, smashing some white man. Remember out here in New York, this white man called the Sperminator, up here knocking up all the damn African and Caribbean women. Y'all remember him? He's up here hooking up with these immigrant women in Rexland, knocking them up and all kinds of weird shit. Look up the Sperminator. All those people have kids with these immigrant women. They have these weird little sexual relationships when they come over here. Let's put it all in context. Let me get my sister Nikki the guy. I'm gonna get you cyber. Let's get Nikki. Nikki, what's up here?
Okay, Tariq, I just wanted to provide you with some facts. Immigrant black women who have abortions have a 21% higher chance of having abortions. They have more abortions than foundational black women.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you. Yeah, they ain't telling y'all that. I know this. I'm talking to folks in the medical industry, and when you start looking at where this stuff happens, it's places where there's a lot of immigrants. The biggest places.
I got that.
New York.
Hey, I got that money for that dog. I need a foolish. No, I need a cook dog in front of the kid, kill Bluey. Y'all ain't no nieces and nephews and babies that want Bluey. I need to cook the dog in front of the kid, kill Bluey. I said, you ain't got the money for that dog, be a Bluey. Be the cook the dog in front of the kid, kill Bluey. Yeah.
We can run it right now. We can run it right now. We can run it.
Why is he beating? My son's beating him because he's a bitch. Yeah. Easy. Places like that. Let's put all this.
I ain't got on my damn phone, bro. Yeah, I'm clicking the shit. I ain't no flat second, nigga. Fucking wide receiver.
Stand down, use his time, that's food, that's study, house in order, take care of the family, prepare for the future. This is not a, because we have to fight for it. Now,
I'm fucking with it.
issues that I really say, every time I really say, we know, we know that there is been a vast plethora of Black Americans, FBA's have done. It is mostly, when you see Black people, they are Latino and Caribbean. They are having this abortion. They might have had just one thing, you know, second generation American, third generation New York. We didn't start having illegitimate children into our family until the Caribbeans came and said, all the illegitimate children that are in, well, I think they're illegitimate, but they're my brother didn't marry these women, are all the fact. That's okay, and they didn't marry these women. Black Americans need to be in love. I'm doing anybody who's doing it. And now they're not doing anything for us. We just need to stand down. They can try to force it, but we've done And as far as
Let me see how he was dressed.
no, that's not true. Oh, the disability, they've done everything, everything they complain about, and I want to be that. We're like, oh my,
Alright.
for the students, okay? What else can we do? There's nothing more they can do to us. So we're just gonna watch it. We told people about the students.
Oh no, we probably didn't have. I was looking at one of his teammates. They did have a long Sox game.
When they have to, the reason why they put the word picnic is because they would, after church, they go out and cinch out people and cut them up and eat their lives. Stop it. There's nothing they can do to us. Take care of ourselves, take care of your families. Let's just move on because when we come out of this, we're going to come out of it.
Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Which we go ahead, last one.
Yeah, I'll just say that we should consider helping and standing with our Latino men and women out there because, again, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's all I have to say.
Must be under your arm. It's must everywhere.
I'm encouraged.
Let's get Doji Cat. Doji? Doji Cat. How about Doji? Doji? Doji's not that. There you go, Doji.
Stop that shit, my friend. Not bad.
I'm good, no problem.
I think I'm done.
Just,
All the gloves.
I'm really respect this food. And I get the point he was trying to make, but he keeps grouping everything on models and black people that they didn't think it all making and they get deported. When you feel like, I'm not sure how that feels.
Time to choose your mental abilities. These will help to separate you from other players. They can be, let's take one final look. Once you hit that confirm button, your road to glory begins.
Let's get it.
Good chat. Good chat. Good chat. We're not trying to can't nationalize so we
Welcome to National Signing Day. Once you've selected your school, your college football career begins. If you have aspirations to see the field early, pay close attention to the depth chart. And even now it's time to pack your bags and head off to college. Good luck on your career. I'll be rooting for you.
There was another video. Let me go ahead. Might have been live.
Think you're gonna fly us to
Yeah, I see what time it is. God damn it. Let's get it. 79.
Oh, and before I go,
I'm gonna stick to the points, man.
it's time to
Straight to
spend the
it.
skill points you have already earned to upgrade your players.
It might actually do so, but I'm gonna
You will need to manage your workload. Activities like practice will earn you coach trust. And as your coach trust increases, you can improve your spot on the depth chart and gain more play calling flexibility.
Hey, how are you doing?
Now, let's get to work.
Are you Irish?
No, I'm Dominican. I'm a foundational white Dominican. My ancestors arrived in 1492.
Oh, really? Where? Different planet, where you from?
They came from Spain.
Right. Well, college. But you're not. But where are you from?
No, I'm Dominican, yeah. Soy Dominicano.
Say something.
I'm a white Dominican. Soy Dominicano.
Say,
Like todo.
say, how are you this afternoon?
¿Cómo estás en este tarde?
Okay, well, this is Kevin. So how long you been in New York?
I've been in New York for approximately like 17 years.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Originally from Miami.
oh, okay. You know, a lot of y'all call myself white. So, you guys are technically white, but it's okay.
Oh no, I'm a white Dominican. I'm the minority over there.
Oh, okay. So what's okay?
Already a position battle. What am I battling for? I haven't.
I have all the hard.
Eight?
Resentment. You don't have to be resentful, you know.
Slow.
The past, the past.
Slow down. What if I said resentful? I was pretty calm and cool, and I've just been here giving history scholarship. I haven't said anything hateful. I've been here reciting history. This is a history class right here. So where's the hate?
You're just cherry picking history, though.
Really? Am I? Please explain. I want to do that. Please correct. What did I cherry pick? I was incorrect.
Well, first of all, you said that rednecks came from the term of, like, you know, Irish people working on plantation. No, the word redneck came from when the West Virginia coal miners were on strike, and they used to wear red bandanas around their neck to indicate that they're part of the strike and that they were workers. That's what the word redneck came from.
You know, because they were also terms like red legs, too. And that came from their skin getting burned from working in the damn field. Alright? And why was redneck transferred into just a hillbilly, low-class white person? That's what a redneck is. A redneck is technically a low-class white person, and that's what an indentured servant was considered. So that makes more sense than people wearing the red bandana.
Redneck was when the coal miners were on strike. You know, they called them rednecks because they were working class white people, poor people, out in West Virginia. You know, striking for their rights to collectively negotiate for better terms and conditions and better wages, respect. But also, you know, the Irish were also viewed as lesser when they came to the Americas as well. You know, they weren't well respected as new immigrants. And they had their hardships, but obviously they didn't have it as hard as the Black Americans at the beginning.
They didn't, wait. They didn't have it at all?
No, they didn't. No. Black Americans had it the hard.
Right. They never had it at all. Yeah, they got 80s.
They got 80s. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but it ain't the same. Yeah, you got mistreated, but you got paid for the shit. That's the thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that part. Yeah, you know, I just think that it's kind of cringe when Irish Americans try to put themselves in the same level as enslaved people in the Americas. You know, nothing is as bad as being enslaved. Nothing.
Right, because if it was so bad for them, it couldn't stop it from popping the shit going back to Ireland. Nothing could stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I also want to bring up a point too. I want to bring up some awareness that you might not be aware of, but there's a lot of black truck drivers at the ports of Savannah, New Orleans, Charleston, in Virginia. They're being exploited. Their exploitation is coming from the fact that they're being misclassified as independent contractors. What these trucking companies do is that they convince black people to buy trucks, and they hire them as independent contractors, but they don't really treat them as independents. It's a scheme to save money and to make these black truck drivers eat the cost of business on behalf of their employers and have no benefits. They have no workers' compensation. They have no paid sick leave. They have no paid vacation. They're unable to collect disability or unemployment benefits because they're being misclassified as independent contractors. So if you really want to help the black community, I think they should target black truck drivers because there's a lot of exploitation happening there. And they're unable to form a union to defend themselves because the law of this country is designed for employees to organize. When you're an independent contractor, you cannot organize a union. So they're being exploited.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And by the way, that Virginia coal mine shit, that happened like in the 1920s. So that Virginia coal mine thing he mentioned, that was in the 1920s when they called them redneck. The term redneck for the neck being that they were calling white people in the South rednecks all the way to the 1800s. Had nothing to do with no damn coal. That's what I'm saying. They got called rednecks because they were working, those indentured servants working in the fields and their necks turned red. Right? You could be out there in the sun like that. Your necks and your legs would turn red. was a descriptive term. It was your neck got burnt from the sun. Huh? That's how they can kind of see that you were a poor white person. They can identify you. They see you had that red neck. They go, he's an indentured servant. So they kind of treat you a certain way. That's how they kind of move you to Irish. That was an identifier. You know what I'm saying? You have a physical identifier making you an other. That's why they use rednecks and all that for joy. But we just understand this. You got to put everything in the right context. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the guy called up the Dominican guy talking about hate. But when we start telling the truth about history, how is that perceived as hate? We're correcting false narratives. That's not it. I'm giving you history. Everything that I said, man, y'all can verify that. Y'all can look up, Google, whatever you need to look up, whatever mechanism you use to look up. I'm just bringing historic facts. And that's what we do. We have to clear things up. Because folks come around, black folks, and try to lie on it. We don't let that happen. This is why I love spaces like this. We bring together intellectual crowds who can debunk all of that nonsense. My good brother Robbie Blue, hop on in, sir.
Good evening, Flex. How you doing? Man, you're really cooking, brother. Just to that previous gentleman, you know, how you can debunk what he's saying. To your point, I would see a lot of portraits and even films depicting like upper class white women and white people with umbrellas. And it wasn't raining outside. You know, he was always looked down upon, right? To be out in the field. That's why even amongst us, when they play colorism, you know, you have somebody who works in the house and somebody who works in the field. The same thing even applies to even the Latin American community. They look down on people who work out in the field, people who work out in the sun, because, you know, their skin tone gets darker. So it's just common sense. They like to deflect and lie. And to the tethers, I was just thinking of something that was a little comical, you know, with this whole thing going on with Iran, because they want to correct people. They say, you know, it's called Iranian, Iranian. I said, okay, true, the Persians are Iranian. But whenever tethers deflect and they say they don't know where they're from, you'd be like, so where are you from? I don't know, but Iran. I ran from Nigeria. I ran from Puerto Rico. I ran from Jamaica. And I ran from Mexico. And I ran from Philippines. That's all I got to say. Peace, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Man. Oh, goodness. Man. Goodness. We're in the building. Shout out to everybody in here. We got a lot of folks in here. Let's get some new faces in here. Let's get Shatina Dixon. Let's get Shatina Dixon in the building.
You dropped that shit?
Miss Shatina, hop on here.
Hello.
Hey Shatina, how are you?
Hello, thank you. I was kind of curious if I could clear something with the historian figuring a natural.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you're supposed to be a historian, but she's sitting here denying our history to justify hers. Like, it was so disingenuous and so dehumanizing, because if you know history, you know how we were treated and how we're still being treated. I don't get how they expect empathy from us, but still sit there when you FDA sit there and talk about the stuff that goes on with us and how we're being treated at subhuman levels, and say, well, we were treated that way too, and then say we're divisive. Well, not we, but say you're divisive, but you're pretty solemn because you handle them really well and you're cooking their asses. And it's like, why do you come up here and do that? Like, if somebody is correcting you, you should take that correction instead of trying to, start conflict and tell somebody who's obviously more educated than you about their history. But you want us to listen wholeheartedly about your bullshit. This is not Ireland. This is not Australia. Nobody cares. Like, we're talking about FDA. Can't allow you in space, and you come up here and say we're the problem, but we're only the problem when we're talking about things that's affecting us. What does Ireland have to do with America and how FDAs were treated?
Good point, beloved. Thank you, dear. See, the thing is, they bring up that Irish thing, I'm Irish and I was treated bad too. You know, that's a code word to say, yeah, you don't deserve any justice. What they're trying to say, yeah, stop talking about reparations. Because we were all treated. I was enslaved too. I'm not complaining. I got over it. You get over it too. That's really what the message is. And we're not going to get away with it because the Irish did get paid. They got freedom. Because you can sit here and put your gestures up. Y'all got freedom. Y'all actually got paid. So you got led into whiteness. Y'all were able to create these unions so y'all can start practicing anti-black racism. We ain't the damn thing. I'm going to play that game at all. I'm going to put it all right historic time. That ain't hate. Who's just not hate? Jamie, let's get Jamie. Jamie, how about it? Jamie Jones. Jamie must have got in on the fence to the camera. Shout out to everybody. Y'all give me a retweet. Got a lot of folks. Y'all give me a retweet. Everybody. Well, you know what? The Diddy trial. They're doing the closing arguments. Have they done the closing arguments with the Diddy trial? The prosecution, they rested this case. Family, I think Diddy might just be walking. Diddy might just get to walk. As he should. As he should. I think this case is over. Diddy, the defense, they didn't put nobody on the stand. And usually that's a good sign. The defense, when they don't put nobody on the stand, that means they know that they kind of got something going. They got a win going. So you don't want to mess your win up. If you already win. The prosecution, they did a horrible job. Let's be real. The prosecution did a horrible job of presenting their damn case. A horrible. Not only that, right before they went into jury deliberation, the prosecution actually dropped some of the charges. Y'all know about that? Let me read something. The government dropped some of their charges against the Combs in an effort to streamline the jury's instructions. The prosecution has dropped the kidnapping charge based on allegations of kidnapping Nancy Cassie after beating, as well as the assistant Capricorn Clark. They dropped the attempted arson charge, saying that he blew up Kid Cudi's car. They dropped the aiding and abetting sex trafficking, which would require a co-conspirator, which the prosecution did not provide. They said the fourth charge of sex trafficking will remain based on Holmes' alleged coercing of his girlfriend into, quote, freak offs, as with every other charge of transportation to engage in prostitution and racketeering. The move suggests that the prosecution has doubts that it sufficiently proved some of the allegations of the case to the jury. Holmes' defense rested his case on Tuesday. Thursday closing arguments will begin. So listen, Diddy might walk, which he should. This shit was bogus. This case was bogus. It was bogus. And he might walk. It's very interesting to see how this thing is going to go down. There's a few reasons why he might walk. They dropped 3 serious charges. And that's going to have the jury question the credibility of the entire case. So the defense, well, when they do their close, well, they're going to drill that shit in. That shows that the prosecution knows that this shit was weak. So they need to drill that into the jury. Also, lack of co-conspirators, so they aided and abetting. Huh? There was no co-conspirator. So that weakens the whole large racketeering industry that really hinges on controlled, coordinated criminal enterprise activities, which is what, hinges on having freaky sex with some big, hungry ass exotic chicks. That's not.
Nigga puff out of pocket.
That ain't right.
It says, God, some that shit.
Physical, forensic evidence.
Let's get jiggy, bro.
Yeah. freak off case.
Y'all talking about we can get jiggy real
Basically,
quick.
shit he talked about in his music and video. Also, potential witness credibility issues.
I'll let them get jiggy too. Oh shit, Virginia. I like Virginia Tech because Vic, the Vic brothers. You know what I'm talking about? Them niggas was, man, both of them niggas was nasty.
They played recordings of her.
What they talking about?
Her asking to be freaked off. She's like, when the next freak off? When the such and such gonna pee on me?
Oh God.
She was begging for some damn pee.
Oh God.
Come on, man. It was some freaky ass exotic bras he was trying to get around.
This shit hard, right?
That wasn't no trafficking. There's no evidence of intent for sex trafficking. To convince somebody to convict them of sex trafficking, the prosecution, you gotta show intent to coerce or profit from the sex act. If the relationships were basically presented as consensual, and there's no evidence he profited from forced participation in free calls. Yeah? So that was an overreach on the RICO.
Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee. Music.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. That's where the fuck we at. Welcome to Nashville, nigga. It ain't what you thought it was. It ain't what you thought.
We know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. As this here squad from the ACC, the Virginia Tech Cougars.
Then he got her trainer, now she's with the trainer.
ACC, the Vanderbilt Commodores. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis.
So yeah, this was the thing. It was consent. These were consent in relationships.
First down here for the offense.
I'm going to change my fucking number. I gotta go up. I gotta change. Why the fuck I did 17, bro? Number 17.
And then people try to bring up when he was whooping on Cassie in the hotel, but yeah, this wasn't a domestic violence case. Yeah, this were a domestic violence case. Yeah, would be guilty of domestic violence, so not a domestic violence case. But see, they wanted to make it bigger.
I gotta be in the 80s. I'm picking 81.
The whole RICO thing. That's not what it was. It's not a sex trafficking thing. You see, on the burden of proof, it still remains on the government. You know, the standard is the doubt. And the jurors are left with a lot of doubt.
And be very one last motherfucker.
Very,
I'm digging. I'm on my way.
Where you going, Rupert?
Must suckers on the street.
Musty suckers on the streets, bitch.
Dig it when you need.
And you dig that.
Miss me with that is the government is trying to split us up nonsense. Miss us with that. Fucking stop that. That's all cat. Okay. Why are some hooking up with each other without it?
What do you want, bro?
Why is this contingent upon Foundation of Black Americans to be there for all of this?
Y'all can't even get 89.
Why is all the pressure on us? If y'all were so concerned about having this one big unified global black front,
let's try 81.
How come you haven't done it in Africa yet? And you all, how many of y'all, a billion of y'all over this? A lot of y'all over there. How come y'all ain't got together and made this big old unified front there yet? How come you haven't done it in Europe? How come you haven't done it in the Caribbean where there's a lot? Everything is all about what the we're doing. Everything is about what our foundation of Black Americans doing. Oh, you niggas are stopping us from getting together. Okay, if we're stopping you, do it on your own.
Nashville, Tennessee.
If we are stopping you, why are you not doing it on your own?
Hey, goddammit. Oh, no, they didn't.
There's just something about the nightcap.
It's got all of this greatness and ingenuity and all this culture. But damn it, why everything always gets centered around us? Foundational Black Americans. What the hell is that about? Speaking of each other, RJ, hop on in. RJ is Nigerian. RJ, what's happening? Let's hear him. RJ, hop on.
So you good?
No. What's going on, RJ?
I'm good. I'm glad to see. What do you think about Zohan Mamdani when he's in New York? It's good to see that.
You think it's good?
Yeah, because he has good policies.
socialist always have good policies. He wants to raise minimum wage. He wants to do no cost for child care, free child care. Free transit, faster buses. So, like, Republicans do none of that. No, Republicans are trying to cut healthcare. Let alone, do anything good. So, it's good to see a competent Democrat actually who's that's just your good bullet. That's your single bullet in your game for excellent for him.
The sexualized children, I think I'm going to throw that out like the Democrats.
He's never focused on he's an economic socialist. He's not a social socialist. He's an economic socialist, meaning just cares about the money and helping people.
What about the Foundation of Black Americans? What's the stand on that?
The money for Foundation Black, you mean reparations?
Yeah, what's the stand on that?
I'm sure he supports reparations. He's a Democrat socialist. And I'm sure he supports reparations.
Yeah, let me hear what he has to say about that, and I can make my decision. But I ain't heard that.
But okay, also, have you heard of the new TV show called Ironheart? It came with view bomb by racists because they're trying to make it seem like it's bad, but it's actually a pretty good show. So it's Ironheart. It's a black girl that plays Iron Man out. Iron Man is dead, so they gave, in the comic book, she takes the role of Ironheart, and it's a good show. They put out 3 episodes, and racists are trying to review from it and make it seem like it's bad.
Is she British or African? Where is she from?
Oh, she's FBA. She's African American.
Okay.
The Sarah that's playing her Trinidad.
Oh, there you go.
Trinidad.
Thank you. There it is. There it is.
But she's black and she's playing it well too, so it's not like there's no Trinidadian flag. It's just a good black character today.
Music City, USA, and home of the Commodores of Vanderbilt. Hey, they will hit all the right notes.
So I'll tell you what, the racists don't care that she's Trinidadian. She's coming from black.
I keep fucking up, bro.
Yeah, I ain't running out here defending everybody because they got melanin. I want some of their people to defend them. Because we defend people all the time, and then we get the bumps and bruises of defending people, then they flip on us.
Fucking up.
So we ain't no racism. Y'all complain about white people too much. So.
You were talking about Africans not sticking together, but they are sticking together. The coalition of Mali and Burkina Faso and the third states. Well, yeah, they're Africans sticking together already, and Muammar Gaddafi wanted to bring all of Africa together, and then they killed him. So we're not gonna.
All right, under Obama. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but we're not gonna have Africans going Africans sticking together all the time. That's ultimate.
Fellow Africans. Very clear on that. Let me get Brother Marcel.
Under white supremacy.
Hey, Tariq, how are you? I'm doing good. I just want to call out some hard-based lies or misinformation. That guy that just won the Democratic primary for mayor of New York City, he's only been in the country for 7 years. He just became a citizen in 2018. He absolutely did speak out in support of having children transition. That's number one. He actually is for illegal immigrants. If he got up there and said that New York City would not be cooperating with ICE, so that would be really for right there. And that's why.
Oh, and he also wants to arrest. Bibi Netanyahu. I think that's another thing.
I just want to clarify those lies.
Yeah, you would also arrest Netanyahu. Netanyahu in New York.
See how you tell me just lying?
Man, you crazy.
You're lying.
Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, and home of the Commodores.
DNC. He works directly with them, so he went up here deliberately lying. Because a lot of folks don't know too much about this movie. But shout out to the fans who get here.
Boy, when the defense lets you out of jail like that, it can give the offense some momentum. 1st and 10 from the 22.
Let me get my brother say, they do got there in New York. Hey, well,
Trying
I'm
to start the
saying good
drive
about
with a
that new
pass.
cat out there in
Oh, he's
hip
going
hop,
to
man.
go up
What's up,
top.
Say?
And that's not the way they drew it up. It's
I want
incomplete.
to ask RJ if
There's
he's from New
always
York.
that issue of
There's a
conference
lot of
pride
policies
keeping.
that will affect New Yorkers such as myself and Brooke and whoever else in New York here. So
Already they've hit a
he's saying
speed
that they're going
bump
to
on
give
this
up free
opening drive. It's
child
3rd
care
and
and
8.
all that. And that's still good. It's New York City, but you know how everything, money moves over there. Someone pays that.
Johnson
Nothing
wants
is
to
free in
throw
the
it.
city. That's why Eric Adams
Get it out
got
on the screen.
been out to
And they wrap him up, but not before he's got it up for the first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush.
So RJ, now that you're back up here, I would like to ask you, are you from New York?
No, I'm not from New York, no.
So why are you commenting on the city that you're living in?
You can comment anything that I can pose you questions like that. I can comment to your pain. I can comment to your pain if I like. I can comment to your pain.
It's Alexander.
What are you talking about?
He is going nowhere. Stop. At the line of scrimmage. So guys, over the...
Now, when it comes to Mamdani, yes, he did win the primary, but he did not win the election yet.
Line
He
gets
did
set,
go up
first
against
down.
Officer Evans, and whoever the Republican that won is, so if you know that. Now, did you also know that they usually get up and they pick up a better than 30 yards
on that completion before the defense
they
brings him
end up
down.
I just don't know the sex fest. He's an idiot. The sex fest.
Are you only saying that because he went against the Democratic Party, sir?
The Commodores trying
No,
to
because
pay
it's the
off
sex
the
fest.
threat
I'm
on
getting
first and
you.
goal.
And the Democrats are okay with children
Final
sex,
time,
so
let's it
they
go.
are not.
Trump wanted to have sex with his own daughter, so we can play the sex fest game, but it's online. Trump said to have sex with his own daughter.
And New York is the only one city. Thank you.
Looking to move it through the air.
Oh, that was
Complete
About
downfield.
that. Okay,
Good job running that
I didn't know
route.
the way, by the way.
Sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They'll snap it on first
The
down from the
Democrats still play the game.
35. He wants to throw. Time to take a shot.
Bitch, you threw that shit there. What was that?
Looking to make a big
Back to
play
that.
there.
And as an offense, you want to stay aggressive.
Running that old Jedi mind trick.
Bring that, bro. Come on, bro.
About how come
Throw me a good ball.
we delineate and we embrace Americana and all of that. See, a lot of these folks, they want us to distance ourselves from our own lineage. They want
Here
us
comes the
to
offense on second down.
look at the system of white supremacy and
He's looking
make
to
that
throw.
what America
With the
is.
catch,
White
it's
supremacy is
Alexander.
global.
And he goes
The
out of
great thing
bounds
about
after a
America is
nice
to take the
pickup on that
foundation of
one.
like America to
Third
see
down
it
conversions are a huge stat, and this
culturally,
one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Going up
those are
top.
great things.
Bro, you said finish it to me,
That
nigga.
play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion.
Those are
Nice job
great.
by the defense.
But
They're mixing up their look
But those
there.
things, we're rooted. And when we embrace the things that we're rooted, for the tennis class, they got a problem. They try to run this game on
And
us.
here comes the offense
Trying to
on
get us to
second down.
relinquish our unique national identity in favor of a vague,
Johnson looking to throw. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. It's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
See, when we
Oh, Lord.
embrace ourselves, when they come in and try to win that Jedi
Offense set
mindset,
on first
they
down.
want to delegitimize our Africanness. They're
They'll
trying
start
to
their
say
drive with a pass.
that whole off African
On target throw. And
They
they'll
try to say
finally
that we
bring
should
him down
bring
after he
our
rips off
identity
a
to the
huge
country
play.
that we
I'll
built.
be honest, man. If
We
I had the
built
weapons,
this. We're not immigrants. We didn't come to the shit that was good. We had to make this thing good.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10.
We had to put that.
Wide receiver coming across in motion.
They try to make us outsiders in our own land.
He's going to pass.
While they put it
Dumbass, I play that ball.
Throw there,
to the
incomplete.
moral tiger by acting like
Offense
they're
gets set
global
for
people.
second down.
So the thing is, they're trying to
Misfired on the last play. They'll go
Throw that
back
shit, throw that shit.
using the back as a receiver on the screen.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time,
The whole
I
time.
like running the screen right
Yeah, I
behind
call
him.
it the
Did a
power
great
by
job
horse.
throwing the screen.
almost broke
They
this
want
one
us
for
to
a
have
long game, but
those
it just keeps
sides
the defense.
Come on, man, throw that shit right, bro. What's he on?
Start bringing a lot of
getting
pressure.
lapses, all that.
Well, the quarterback and his intended target just simply didn't have
That'll-
the timing there. The ball falls.
Field goal, nigga.
It's collaborative, global.
Thank you, field goal.
That's the classic model minority. While we
Vanderbilt has the ball again. Here comes that Commodore offense. Their drive chart is
While
starting to
they're
look a little monotonous. Punt, David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there. You know what?
The punters on the sideline.
This ain't really us. This ain't our country. They come over here.
No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage.
Another minute.
Johnson wants to throw
Yeah,
it.
we're not going for that.
Fires to the wideout.
See, they use
Finds
that.
space on the right.
That's gonna be it.
Stop after the catch and still some
Get
work
him
to
there.
do to pick
I'm
up
gonna
that
get open, bro.
first down.
Fine, though. We lost, bro.
Disappointing start to the season as they
Hell
ended
no.
up with a W and open 0-1.
That sounds
So much room to improve for this football team. I know this is not the performance they were expecting here today, but there were plays to be made on the field. David, I think moving forward, this team just got.
I'm not liking wide receiver so far, bro.
Yeah, and when
Really
you
not.
see it on tape, and coach has been preaching all camp about the mistakes, but now it's real. Now you gotta
I'm gonna skip to the next game.
Their assets and their anti-escape. Are we supposed to relinquish all of our shit for some global unity? See, they put a double dip. It's a double dipping play. See, they want to come over here and use up all of our culture and claim it, and then when they do something that's culturally relevant, they claim that too, and then cut the game off from us. Just like that happened yesterday. We were talking about this, I think it was basketball.
I didn't mean to do that.
He played, but he wanted something. And at the press conference, this dude pulled out like a Haitian flag and wrapped himself around a Haitian flag. Did the interview with a Haitian flag. You know what I'm saying? That's the way for them to draw a line. That's the way for them to say, hey, we are delineating. This win, I'm going to give this win to Haiti, even though I'm over here in America. I'm going to give this win to Haiti. When we say, hey, we want to give our wins to our foundation of Black American lineage, all of a sudden, it's the boo-hooing and crying. No. They try to paint our foundation of Black American self-determination as isolationist.
Hey, count them.
Talking about America fears Black unity across the continent. And making it seem like us focusing on our issues here and our demand is a play on white supremacy. We're trying to be like white supremacy. No. I really resent that. We are just minding our damn business. The white supremacists are the ones who's kicking your ass over there in your homeland. They're the ones who destabilized your country. They're the ones who poisoned your water. They're the ones who gave you Ebola. They're the ones who brought up HIV. They're the ones who messed up your food crop. They're the ones who messed up your soil. They're the ones who messed up your air. They're the ones who messed up your banking over there. They did that. We ain't doing it. And never have. And don't have a desire. The Foundation of Black Americans has never had a desire to go over and colonize and subjugate any of the people in Africa or the Caribbean. Anytime we go over there, we're always, with the capital damn A, helping your ass. Always. Always go over there. Then what do we get in return? That's the thing. That's why we're just kind of sitting it out. Because in return, what do we get? Iron Gang. Candace. Phone. That's what we get. So that's why we're sitting things out. And see, they use that anti-black racism as a Trojan horse to really promote immigrant agenda. You see, they want to try to disarm us emotionally so that they can advance that immigrant assimilation agenda. See, it's real important for us to be on this global, we all big Negroes, so that other people can come in and cosplay and get benefits, opportunities, and resources that we kicked in the door for. Just like when RJ tried to pretend that woman on that new show, oh no, she's a Black American.
Yeah, I fucked up.
No, she's Trinidadian. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is, see, folks come in and they get into the Hollywood game and they do roles based on foundational Black Americans. They send over to Cynthia Erivo, who has disdain for our language, to play one of our iconic foundational Black Americans. Come over here and send these folks to play our heroes. And these folks turn around and have contempt for us. And the minute they get on stage and these people get an award for playing some of our heroes, I love to shout out to my abuela. First of all, I like to say I am a Dominicana. I'm a Latina. Adios míos. They get to talking Spanish on these award shows. They run on stage with a goddamn empanada after playing foundational Black Americans. You get an award, all of a sudden you got Joel off and Annie all over the damn thing. So yeah, we got questions now. We're asking questions and we're just taking a step back, looking at everything.
Y'all want to hop in the game and do the same, selling tickets to your favorite name. Join our trade, ticket resellers, investing in building every day.
That's that whole thing when they talk about the most desired women, or the white women, and the least desired black women. Because again, that's that thing. Myron and those dudes always talking shit about sisters and all that bullshit. Look, if you want to date somebody, go date them. But all that denigrating somebody you don't want to date, now that's something else. If you don't want to date somebody, just go on about your business. But just making it a platform to denigrate somebody, that's something else. And let's be real, Myron, that dude don't want no white woman. He don't want no woman. That
dude wants a strong man. We've seen pictures of Myron in there with white dudes. But yeah, that whole thing about the white women, look, the white women who are desirable are the ones who take on the aesthetics of black women, foundational Black American women. Those are the ones who are desirable. Ain't that ironic? Yeah, they get them. I was somewhere, I saw so many white women. Where the hell was I? I saw white women running around with all these lip injections. Where the hell was I? Where was I? I can't remember where I was the other day. It was just white women running around with these big lips. The lip filler game is just all over the place. Yeah, they used to mock black women for their lips. And now they're running around here lips bigger than sisters. Yeah, the tanning and the imitation melanin on the bronzing lotion and tanning beds. These white women are darkening their skin to look more exotic and racially ambiguous. Yeah, you taking on the aesthetics of black women. Getting surgically enhanced curves, trying to mimic that black female body type. Yeah, I thought it was ghetto. But you got white women running around here with these big old now. Well, it's desirable now as on the white woman. Come on, man. Come on. And then we want to get into the whole cornrows and white women running around here with braids now. Talking about, well, yeah, the Vikings had braids. Spit out.
Can't edit these niggas.
They went around here with cornrows, box braids. Yeah. Well, some of them go real deep. They give us Bantu knots. Don't tell me who's desirable and you taking on the aesthetic of foundational Black American women. White girls running around here talking in foundational Black American slang and vernacular, AD. Look at social media. White women are talking like black women, using period, woke, sis, please, using all the catchphrases.
Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, and home to the Commodores of Vanderbilt, who hope today they will hit all the right notes. There's just something about the nightcap. After a day of wall-to-wall football, it just seems this is when chaos ensues. As we'll see, the Panda taking on a team from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores. 48 Sports College Football by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer.
Long nails, laid edges, hoop earrings, the athletic leisure fits, the little fashionable, cute little fashionable outfits, baby hairs contouring. White women doing all that shit.
These red pill guys, a lot of them are just incels that hate women and secretly in the closet. I didn't say everybody. I say a lot of them. People like Myron Gaines. He always want to denigrate black women. He gets on his show and he runs roughshod on these women. Now, what type of man in his right mind invites women in and then he try to just denigrate them and talk down on all this? That's what this platform is made for. We all know it. We all have to speak. But I didn't watch
the offense set for a first down play.
If you don't love black women,
he's looking to throw it. That's caught. It's Skinner.
That's over the fucking ball.
I love working the slot receivers. You see so much. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot. Maybe get matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
It's complete. All kinds of room to the right. Touchdown, Vandy. He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
Fuck that time I hate. This is something I hate.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
I think he like the Minions. Yes, the Minions. Yes, that's what I think. Just be honest with you. Be real about it. Or they pitch some you hung up with dudes.
Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get
Bro, no, run that back.
them off a little bit, you get a little bit of rhythm. It's really hard to stop Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
They lined
If
up
you're
on
this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet, everything.
He lost it high and deep down the left side. It's complete. A huge pickup. Touchdown, Doors. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. That was just as...
Black women, they're the blueprint of what's trendy for women, period. Women in general.
Offense getting set for first down.
Body trends, attitude.
Use the play fake, now to throw. He fires.
Whoa, he overthrew that shit like a lot.
Oh, that is a throw that is just going to honor this quarterback. He had his target wide open. That should be a touchdown, but the QB that is going to haunt this quarterback tonight.
And the completion to the sideline, a solid pickup, but not enough for the first down.
My old coach said to never go.
A foundation of Black American woman. Even gay white men, when they want to have feminine and strong,
first down for this offense.
Black women.
Johnson looking to throw.
I'm not getting that goddamn rock.
He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game, but I can throw it to them. I can try to create some space out wide, dump them the football, let them make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
Not just white women. I'm looking for they adopt black women's aesthetics. Asian women dress like hip-hop black women. It's all over the world.
The back goes in motion.
Yet they try to play this.
He wants to throw here on second down. It's caught downfield. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
Well, how about the offense? Just want to be exploited. That's just exploitation. And we're saying no. We ain't going for that. Yeah.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Got a wide open receiver. And he's running in the open. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Vanderbilt. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. There's being caught. No shot. They have no idea how to get this quarterback hit.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively.
I got a beautiful wife. And I'm still talking like this. It's just the truth. The truth will set you free. I'm trying to free.
A defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44.
Oh, what experience could be the best.
From the gun, wants to pass. Caught on the outside, it's Alexander. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
This is exactly...
Black women, I love y'all.
They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds.
On the ball.
Especially the ones that doing the right. Don't worry about it because they're not talking to you.
I'll do that. I should have. I'll do that.
Workmanlike effort from this team. No frills.
I just lose off
Get the job done and get the win.
I love when you describe my teams like that. Just consistent, methodical, strong. I don't have to do things special every single week. All I'm supposed to
do. You just think the woman just to trust your word and you ain't got no wisdom under your belt. You don't look like you're moving and shaking nothing, and you just expect her to just trust you on everything. No. I wouldn't trust you either. It's earned. Trust is earned and respect is earned. Right? So, if she can't respect you as a man, what she's doing there? And some of y'all so stupid, you are going to have kids with a woman. And complain about her not being up to par. Make perfect sense to me. A woman will respect you. I'm talking about the right kind of woman will respect you if she see what you are. And for the ones that don't, leave them alone. I said, what is that? People act like this. Oh, mystified. And you have to have it alive. Nowadays, it's not that difficult. You have to be willing to walk on that. That's the difficult part of it all. Let me say that again. So I did you hear me? I said you have to be willing to stand on business and walk away. When she acted so stupid and she have broken every rule, it's already laying up in the air, leave alone. And some of them will come right on that. Some of them will let you go. That's not doing for you then. It's just but guys, that's what y'all think. Black women, we love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. Some of y'all need to listen, but we still love you.
Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia, site of the 1996 Olympic Games, Center Park Stadium, and home to the Georgia State Panthers, and we have been feeling the excitement for this one all week. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores, taking on a team from the Sun Belt, the Georgia State Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth as always.
Too long. Excuse me. Put some more cash here.
On first down, here comes this offense.
I think it's to be so different color.
Because we got to talk about what's going on in the Middle East. Got to discuss that.
They're going to open this drive with a pass.
Oh, to me, nigga.
Nice defensive play to get a hand in there
Nothing,
and knock
bro.
it away.
It's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force the completions like that.
And I'm going to do it real quickly because we you would have all those thousands of people in here very early. We got Mr.
Johnson
FDA
wants to
Trade
throw
Day.
it.
I
Got
thought
his
I was
man
over
quick.
here, bro.
Just finds that little crevice and he's still up. He will step out of bounds,
We
but
got
not
four.
before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
What's your name here? I can't pronounce
Looking
your
to
name.
move it through the air. Wide open downfield. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37.
If I'm a defense.
We got Noel, the lovely Noel. We got Hoodoo, the lovely Rashida Berry, Anubis.
A first down for the offense.
Brother Black Alpha, the Dallas Baby, the lovely the Dallas Baby.
Finds his man on the left.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
The seven so we need much respect.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Got his man on the right. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. And the Commodores come to the line in the hurry-up. On third and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Makes his connection. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on third down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw.
Damn.
And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense.
Double down.
Got some room
I
to
fucked
run.
that up. I didn't even see that nigga
We
right there.
reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break.
This was updated 44 minutes ago. Trump strikes obliterated.
Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense.
U.S.
It's late in the half, you're behind. You love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it in halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quick that you can get to.
Johnson looking to throw.
Bro, throw the shit over the nigga.
Hand in there, knocks it away.
Trash, bro.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession, obviously,
Totally obliterated. Trump had thwarted the attack.
We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. It's complete to the right. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first
The
down.
Iranian nuclear infrastructure. The U.S. bombers that attacked the nuclear sites.
Oh my God, I was gone.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Man, I was
Man,
gone.
the evolution of the quarterback position.
That he could go after more targets in Iran if the country doesn't agree to a diplomatic solution.
They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. He wants to throw.
Throw this shit to me, bro.
Good use of the hands to knock it away. After the incompletion, it's 2nd down.
I think the quarterback's got to do a better job with his eyes, guys. He's already been picked off twice in this game, and that one got swatted away. He's telegraphing where he's throwing the football, and it's making life really hard on him.
1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
Quarterbacks love receivers that can do damage once they have the football in his hands. No doubt there. Easy slant.
Makes the grab on the right. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
That's a beautiful pass.
I understand both sides. We need to look at it from both sides. I'm just looking from both sides. One side, I understand why. This was
Now on
this was
2nd down.
retaliation for attacks on U.S. forces.
He's looking to throw.
Throw that shit up, man. Oh, damn.
Way to get a hand in there and force the incompletion.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they swat that one away. They are doing an awesome job in coverage.
Israel, they did a pretty strong. And Iran started to put the figure that
Johnson wants to throw it.
Iran
Unloads to the wideout. He makes the catch. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
You got a foreign nation that's hostile. They can open breaks. They get online talking about they like to get their
This
lick.
offense has a
In
second
the
down
US,
play.
The U.S. had to show force.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. And he hauls it in inside the 30. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first.
We about to lose, though. I can't let us lose, though.
So sometimes a preemptive strike.
Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. This is a game of swings and momentum and a great opportunity here after scoring on the last drive, getting a stop, and now you have the football back.
They're playing well.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline.
What is he doing? Why did he fall?
And that has got to be a coverage bust on defense. There is no way the receiver should have been allowed to be that open deep
I was gone, bro.
Powerful military response, that might be needed to send a message, not just to Iran, but to
You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through.
Got the ass. Hey, what the fuck? I made a big play, though. But why did he fall, though? What the fuck?
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks. They've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence, you know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the big moment that continues to build on week-to-week success. And you look up and you're like, dang, we strung a couple wins together.
That's going to do it for us from here for Jesse Palmer, Dave Pollock, I'm
Reese. Get it the other way, too. There could be some negative ramifications for this. One, it could escalate into a much larger war, World War III. Everybody keeps talking about World War III. And Iran, they could retaliate not just with missiles, but through proxy forces all across the Middle East, basically dragging the U.S. into a full-blown regional conflict, just like with Iraq, which is drug out year after year. Also, the negative ramifications are the civilian casualties. I hate to see innocent people get bombed out of politics. And there could be over-domination. That could lead to international backlash, accusations of war crimes, damage to America's moral authority, quote unquote. Also, this could lead to the destabilization of oil markets in the global economy. Iran, they control access to some of those shipping lanes out there that's imperative for global oil. So a war that could spike oil prices. That could damage global supply chains and pretty much cause economic instability. So there's a lot of things that can go left with this whole thing. This could also strengthen the Iranian regime out there. With the external attacks, usually unite.
After this, I'm gonna quit.
They can all put their differences aside and say, hey,
gotta get this number one spot, though.
So, they can start getting their weight up, getting everybody on board. Also, like I said earlier, this would be a violation of international law. If the bombing occurs without congressional approval or UN authorization, it could be viewed as an illegal act of aggression. That would undermine international norms, and that could trigger a diplomatic fallout. So there's a lot of things going on. And also, my concern, they have let so many
I need to know it.
Who's over here now could be a proxy for one of these groups over there trying to get their lick back. You got a bunch of Middle Eastern, Iranians here, so they might want to take one for the team. They're sitting right up here under. That's my concern. So we got to really, really keep our eyes open. You really got to keep our eyes open. This thing might get real. I'm noticing a lot of Democrats, they're really running for this. Democrats are like, oh, Trump should be impeached. Oh, this could be sitting on board. Democrats are really, really doing the Birdman hands with this one. Let me get a FBA 38. Let me get him in, chime in. FBA 389, what's up, man? Going in, sir. There you go.
What up? Hey, Larry, how you doing? I'm doing, man. No, I'm agreeing with you on the whole narrative for what you're talking about. Because my thing is this right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the FBA family. I got kids in college. My kids got to go out here and fight this war for what Trump did. And I just disagree with it overall because a global economic problem for us, oil and all that stuff. So this is deep, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to affect the FBA, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it could be some deep ramifications for a lot of stuff, especially with the job. The job market already kind of changing. But on the flip side, with some of these foreigners out here, people are going to kind of stop that spigot from running and letting all these folks over here. They're going to have to shut that down. Whenever there's a war, you got to shut them all. Just like World War I, World War II, they kind of slow that immigration thing down because you don't know what hostile actors you're bringing. You don't know who's with bullshit. Let's get Daniel. Let's get Daniel. Mr. Daniel, how about this? Mr. Daniel. Need your microphone, Daniel.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, Daniel.
Yeah, I wanted to add a couple of things and kind of give you an insight with the people that are already here. I'm a truck driver, and as we spoke before in the past, you are 100% correct. A lot of the people got to worry about are the people that came over from Central Asia, the Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. These are Shia Muslim people that are that the Biden administration brought over here. And there are truck drivers. They're trying to shut them down as much as possible. But these are people, for example, that get in our way, truck stops, places like that, when they take out their prayer mats, fuel items, pray. These people are hardened. They're Islamists. I mean, I sit in truck stops and lounge areas and listen to them talk. Some of them, I mean, I just turn my phone on, do a Google report, and translate what they be saying. They say some of the most horrible things about America, period. And these people are already here. And they've been coming here for years. I mean, you can see videos, Trump and the administration have been talking about military-age men who've been coming here for years, especially in the last 4 or 5 years. And these people are here to hurt Americans, period. It's mandated in their book. I mean, a lot of people might not agree with me. I consider myself an atheist specifically for the reasons as, for example, slavery is mandated in the Bible, so I don't encourage atheists or any other melanated person to believe in Christianity. Anybody can debate me otherwise. Same thing in Judaism, same thing in Islam. These Abrahamic religions, and especially with the Islamists, they want to kill people that are non-believers. It's mandated. They might try to play it like they are peaceful. Islam is a peaceful religion. It's not. These people want to destroy everybody. That's not. I mean, they actually bragging about it thanks to the battery that was put on the back of them with Biden and Kamala in the last 4 or 5 years. You go to Dearborn, Michigan. I deliver there. It's a total takeover of people from the Middle East. You can't look at them. You can't speak to them. You can't say anything otherwise. If I take out, for example, like a fake cross and wear it, oh my God, they'll chase me around. You go around the gas station. Most of them are Pakistanis, people from Lebanon and people from Jordan. These people hate black Americans, hate pretty much Americans, period. They come over here, they embed themselves. This is a slow invasion that's been happening specifically since Obama was in office. So I want everybody to just pay attention to what's going on around you. We got the Somalis in Minnesota, same exact thing. We got the Arabs in Michigan, in New York, places like that. So I'll just land my plane.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. Ms. Luna, hop on in, Luna.
What's up, Tyreek? How are you? Nothing much. I just kind of wanted to low-key add to what the earlier guy was just saying about everything that's going on in Israel and everything, I feel like that there have been people from the Middle East who have been coming over here to America and what you would call like sleeper cells. So I feel like that it may be a possibility for different attacks, just like we've seen. I think that was last year with like the cyber tech explosion, and like when that guy in Texas kind of like crashed out. There are like other people like that, calling it conspiracy theories, who I feel like are super cells. So I feel like a lot of the attacks will come from the fans. I just want to encourage the FDA family to just kind of, keep your head on the swivel, stay dangerous, stock up, be prepared. So that was the first thing I wanted to say. And then I also wanted to ask you, did you see what happened at Leimert Park during the weekend when some Hispanics or Mexicans, whatever, was trying to barge in and like protest, and it was kind of like a little social at the front entrance? Get your thoughts on that.
No. What happened? I didn't know about that. What happened?
Pretty much, I'll have to find the video and try to add it in before the end of the show. But pretty much, there was, Juneteenth, they throw a Juneteenth festival every year at Leimert Park, and at the entrance, there were like 3 or 4 Mexicans with protest signs, and they were trying to get in. And him and another guy were kind of like giving telling him like, look, come in the way and like, mess up y'all stuff. So like, especially if they go on with that, and pretty much was listening. So another everyday lady had to like intervene and pretty much like get them to leave. They didn't end up trying, but they definitely did try to like the video. So I can send you real quick to try to.
Yeah. They didn't get mopped up doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how the lady intervened. Because the men were definitely like getting active with me, but one of the ladies, just trying to not cause any drama because of like what happened in the previous years. They've already been kind of having issues with like keeping that event going every year. So I understand why she didn't want to, let it escalate. But yeah, she definitely intervened and kind of like dived it down. And so they did end up leaving. But I just thought it was just very disrespectful and just, you can see that they don't respect us, they don't respect our culture, they feel like they're type of our support when they've never supported us for years. And you will even have some in their own people calling out like, we've never supported Black people, so why are you guys calling on support from us now? So I just thought that was just kind of like a clear, for people who naysayers who try to act like you're just spitting the propaganda or you're just like saying bullshit. No, like this is real life event. We were celebrating doing our own thing. People thought that it was okay for them to come to our events, our spaces, to our safe spaces and practice with their attention. But they would never allow that in Royal Heights. So I'm from LA. I'm a millennial. So I grew up in high school, Black people and Mexicans. It was literally like race rioting at high schools. I've seen them his face get split because he called a Black guy a nigga and he split his face later on that day after school, like real life. So I just hate the narrative that's kind of being spit and like the rewriting of history, like, oh, it's Black and brown love. Yeah, I had a lot of Mexicans that that's like opposite. But we also have to address that there is a lot of anti-Black and Hispanic and Mexican culture in our all happening. So I was not saying love you and I think it's guys get up.
Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Good. Yeah, man. That's interesting. Marcel, what's up, Marcel?
Yeah, I'll be real quick with this. I'm a proud American. I love my people, but I've been following the Middle East for a while, and I'm not trying to sympathize with these people. I do understand a lot of them do hate us, but you gotta understand where that hate is rooted from. A lot of these people, like our American government and the Israelis, have allowed these people to smother. Like, if you think about suicide bomber, right? If you see your mother or your brother or somebody in your family get blown to pieces by an American government or the Israelis, right? These people have nothing else to live for. That's why you might see a suicide bomber that say death to America. Because what the Americans have been doing to these people has been devastating. But at the end of the day, they do still hate us. They do still they still do say death to America. But you gotta look at the history of why they hate America. Because we've been raising war in that country or their country for decades. And I'll let it.
All right, let's get Maitland. Maitland? Am I pronouncing your name right, man? Miss Maitland. And We'll get
Oh my lord.
Gillis.
I'll play this one now.
Gillis.
First game is the number one seed. Right?
Gillis, a
Get
pugilist,
my player real quick too.
whatever your name is. Okay, I give you 5 seconds and I take you
Let me
down.
upgrade my player as well.
Maitland, are you
Get
there?
something
Ready?
physical.
I'll take you down in 5 seconds.
I got 3
Maitland?
points. What the fuck are they talking about?
All right, Maitland, are you ready? I'll get you back. If you get your phone together. Let's try Linson. Let's try Linson in the building. Linson in the building. Hey, what's going on? What's happening in Atlanta?
On the Indigenous American Street Music Festival.
Okay.
It's really good time. I just wanted to get on and promote that. Thank you. Have a great night.
That was very random and weird. Okay. Pugilist, are you ready, Pugilist, man? Pugilist, Pugilist, keep requesting to get on and you're not saying anything. What's going on with you? David 3, that's your name. David 3. All right, David 3. I'm going to have to...
I didn't mean to quit, bro.
Block you. You don't say nothing. You just keep requesting.
Brother, pugilism and politics, David
Here you
Green.
go. How you doing, David?
I'm feeling all right, brother. This is my first time tapping in on X like this, so I didn't really know how to unmute myself. So please forgive me. But I just wanted to chime in on what the truck driver had mentioned regarding the Abrahamic religions. My name is Brother David 3X, so that will tell those in the know that I am a member of the Nation of Islam. And I just wanted to push back against the brother a little bit because that's an oversimplification of the Abrahamic religions just to say they condone or promote slavery, because it does not. Taking that kind of approach is like looking at a KKK member or a Klan member and saying pushing Christianity the way it's intended. Right. That's like looking at someone who is committing whatever you see in the world.
Here in Norman, Oklahoma, or as they say,
that they are really the kind of pushing the tenets of the Torah. Jesus came to free people. Muslims are, the Muslim road is free of slaves. Feed a hungry individual or take care of orphans. That's the whole idea of to do the strapping bombs and reception points and stuff like that. A jihad is the inner fight between your God within and the devil. Learning how to touch Satan and that's what we have. That had nothing to do, that's a perverted.
Exactly right. You know you're going to get hit a lot of times coming over the middle of the field. But he runs that close.
What the fuck? He overthrew that shit? You trash.
That's a tough
That quarterback is trash. How you do that? What the fuck?
On the Abrahamic religion is going to happen.
That was wrong.
But any of that. And if you read those scriptures, you'll understand that a lot of these men are called and for people where there was slavery on them, so talking to them and giving instructions to them where slavery was already going on. Telling the slave folk they were masters, but left out of there, him telling the master to go to the slave. He was talking to people where slavery already existed. And you can see scriptures from the last 2,000 years where you can look at it as those 2,000 years represent nature or death, right? So in that time you have a lot of death. You have a lot of Lord nature, Lord vibe, a Lord vibe death paradigm going on. So these prophets and messengers come to put people back on the right course. That's what these stories are
trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. He just missed the target on that one. Gotta put it on his body.
This quarterback is trash, bro. She got a damn
Running out of time.
Y'all nigga do it, dude.
They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break.
Democrats are really complaining. They're really up in arms. Peace, all
Fucking ball.
He wants to start this drive with a pass. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9. After the misfire now on second down.
And here's the thing.
Johnson wants to
What
throw
I
it.
think is Democrats.
He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
Man, doing bullshit.
I would like to have him come on up. All the Democrats cheer. If you are in
Here comes the offense on first down.
Gabriel, RJ, all of the cheer.
They'll come out on this drive and let it
You
rip.
allow cheer.
All kinds of room to throw that one
Here,
in
here,
there.
that was the first
Hit
thing
the
I
gas,
saw.
kid, wide open ahead. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown,
All the
Commodores.
Democrats cheer. Really, really up in lines with this Trump thing. I would like to holler.
Yeah, we're not winning this game.
Where's
Let's see
our
what they've got on second down. Quarterback reacting
I'm
to
trying
what
to
the
see
D
where
is
they-
showing.
Here's the
On second down, he'll fire.
This could have been
Quickly to the
avoided.
tight end. He
Yeah,
almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
That little girl boring the shit out of us.
Now look at what's going on. We're about to
The
go to
offense
1-on-1
lining up
free.
for a first down play.
Y'all complaining about y'all didn't get an offense.
They'll crank up
Democrats
this drive
complaining
with a
about
pass.
you didn't get an offense.
With the catch, it's Skinner.
And you knew
They stopped
why
him
you didn't
almost
get an
immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
You didn't get.
You just get the feeling this
Well,
defense
that's
is going to make it
black
hard
folks,
on them, right?
but
They've got the lead, it's
Stay
late,
home.
and they're going to try to tackle everybody in
And
bounds.
I was
Offense is
significant.
going to have to really work for this, and
Wow.
be smart.
Win.
You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically
All
down the
you
field.
have to do was give us our reparations. Now look at what.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. And the Commodores will hustle to the line. Looking to go up top on first down. He'll try to do it himself. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the.
That you're complaining, but you chose chaos.
That's a screen, y'all. Can't let that dub or that L go down. Peace.